It's Laura Eubanks, behind the scenes. Where are you going, Amy?
I was trying to hide.
No, you don't get to hide. Going behind the scenes at a annual maintenance in Clairemont. That's Clairemont with an I, not Claremont with an E. So those of you that live in LA, don't get excited. We are in the San Diego Clairemont. But I have paid personnel here as well as a team of volunteers, one that came all the way from Redlands to work with us today. So exciting. So look at this, what's happening here. We've got Portulacaria afra variegata that's coming out and Petalanthus bracteus. These Petalanthus bracteus were literally up to the rafters of the roof, and I just laced them gently out. This is a plant that you can work with as a cutting. I recommend, it's October right now, so to put them, the pieces in dry potting soil in a pot and stick them in a morning sun, afternoon shade location until spring, at which time they should have rerooted and you can then plant them in the landscape. The Portulacaria has run amok. This is a ground cover, so we just treat it like you would any traditional perennial. Amy's pulling from the underside, lacing, thinning. Rather than cutting from the edges, we're cutting from the inside of the plant to make it lighter as opposed to shorter. But that gives the illusion of it being a smaller plant if it's not as dense, but it retains its natural look. This is a testimony to tipping your agaves, and any plant that has a pretty mouth or a pretty face, you want to tip it. This did not get tipped. One of my guys, it's my fault, I didn't catch it. This is an agave blue glow, and it has been staged upright. And it's not as pretty as it would be if it were tipped slightly forward. Randy's over here looking very serious with her clippers.
Diagnosing the fungulata.
Oh yes, the fungulata. This is that Crassula undulata that Tom Jesch calls fungulata that I've been talking about, and I'm telling you how it grows into a small bush.
Take it or leave it.
It's fantastic. Take it or leave it. Well, you know, you can always err on the side. I'd leave that because it doesn't grow that rapidly. But fungulata is a jade, so even if you make a mistake and you cut a piece and leave a big gaping wound, you can just stick the piece you cut in the gap and it'll root and figure it out. This Kalanchoe bracteus is a little run-amucky, but it's just getting ready to flower. It hasn't yet. So I'm really hesitant to touch it. I'm not going to, because the flowers are orange and they're really pretty, and it's not really encroaching on the driveway. This, however, is very much encroaching on the sidewalk, and there were neighbors that complained that they were tripping over succulents. Can you imagine? What a horrible problem to have, right? Look at these. Aren't these stunning? But we are going to have to cut these away from the sidewalk and repurpose them. But yeah, it's whipping a chair time here. I'm only here once a year, so I have to make some pretty tough cuts. But this is an example of how important it is to know the potential of plants, know what to plant where. Because this is 3 years old and it has grown into itself just beautifully. It's never touched from one year to the next. Look at this back here, this millii. Isn't that so pretty? This is a plant that's super happy to be back there in the shade. It gets just enough ambient light to stay in flower in full flush pretty much year round. 'Tis a beaut. And for grooming purposes, with your Pachypodium lomerii, you can limb up these errant little leaves. You can or you can't. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. But I like the look of it being, you know, evenly dispersed and keeping some of these brown and yellow leaves off. So we'll go around the other side too. See how much cleaner that looks? Oh, this is so fun. Look at all of our detritus. Don't worry, these cuttings will be repurposed in other areas of the garden. This has been Laura Eubanks with Team DFS reporting from Clairemont in San Diego with your succulent annual maintenance tip of the day. Peace out.